Hello and welcome to the Gatsby and Prismic course. In this course, we're going to be creating this landing page for a made-up software product called Brill Edit Pro. Now, for this landing page, we're going to have a bunch of different content types that we'll be creating in Prismic to build out the landing page. So as we can see, this home page, we've got a features section with 2 call to action blocks, and we've got a pricing list. Also at the top here, we've got various pages which outline the features of the Brill Edit Pro software. So we can see we've got video editing with another call to action block here. We've got some rich text. We've got a quote and some more rich text at the bottom, exactly the same as the image editing page. And we also have a talk to an expert page, which essentially is just a contact form, and that will be handled by Netlify. So we'll be gathering any contact data using Netlify forms. And of course, when we go to deploy our site, we'll also be using Netlify for that. So first of all, let's take a quick look at what Gatsby actually is. So in a standard single page application, let's say, for example, we're using React, what we'd usually do is query an API, receive some data, and then in the client browser, we'd render a page based on the response of that data. So it usually takes a good couple of seconds before we receive any data from our API and before the user can see any user interface on the screen based on that data. But what Gatsby does is we already prefetch this data from the API, and in our case, it's all the data will be stored in Prismic. So Gatsby will already call the data in Prismic and it will generate static files based on that data. So within Prismic, we can define a home page and a contact page, as well as various other pages, and we can generate these pages based on the data stored in Prismic, which means then we don't have to actually wait when we first hit our site. We don't have to wait for that initial API call to resolve and then display a user interface to our user, because we've already prefetched it and pre-compiled those pages using Gatsby. So we're already serving up these pre-compiled pages. Then also the other cool thing about using Gatsby and Prismic and Netlify is we can trigger automatic rebuilds of our site anytime we change any data within Prismic. So the advantages of this are it's so much better for SEO, for search engine optimization, because the user isn't having to wait around for any data. It's loaded instantly to the user. Also, the other cool thing with Gatsby is if we take a look at the example project we'll be building, so we've got a couple of links up here to various pages. Gatsby will prefetch any links on this page. So anytime we go and click through to a particular page, Gatsby's already cached that page and prefetched that page, so it loads instantly as well. So we're not having to wait around for any server response, even to retrieve static pages, because these are already prefetched by Gatsby. So if we take a quick look at Prismic, we can see that we've got all our data stored in our Prismic project here. We've got our home page, the contact page, the image editing and video editing pages, as well as the navigation. So then let's click through to the navigation data, and we can see we've got a navigation links list. We've got a label for the menu item, video editing, image editing, and talk to an expert. And we've got the link to that particular page. Another quick example, if we go through to a video editing page, we can see we've got some rich text here. We've got a call to action grid with a talk to an expert call to action block with various data for that. If we scroll down, we've got some more rich text here. We've got a quote and again, some more rich text here. And if we go to the example site on video editing, we can see that all of this is in order. So we've got that rich text there, the call to action, more rich text, the quote, and then some more rich text at the bottom. Now, the cool thing with Prismic is we can reorder these if we want, or add any new data in between any of these already existing data items that we have. So if we wanted to add a new quote in here, we could. Then when we add a new quote in, Netlify will rebuild our Gatsby site because the data within Prismic has changed. So these are just some of the really cool advantages of using Gatsby with Prismic and Netlify. So with that said, in the next lecture, we're going to start by creating the Gatsby project.